Hey guys, this video is for educational purposes only. Please do not break the law. Ladies and gentlemen, today I have Sean Bejarano from Matrix LED Lighting with me. I'm very honored to have you here with us, Sean. How are you doing today?
Doing good. Can't complain out here in sunny Orlando, man. It's a beautiful day, that's for sure. But good to be here with you. I appreciate it.
So, Sean, you work for Matrix LED Lighting, which is a fairly new brand, but they're a part of CNOWell, which is a huge brand in the space. Why don't you tell me about how you got started in the space, how you got started with Matrix, and then we hop into learning a little bit about you guys' company and the products you guys sell.
Well, I've been in the space. I mean, I've been a cannabis user going back to probably 97, but my first grow was started in 2008, where I kind of got started, and we did a 16 lighter back in Corona, California, or Riverside, California. And I kind of stepped out, been out of the industry, and my partner kind of stayed in it at the time, or my buddy, good friend, he stayed in it at the time and kind of mastered it and grew a big business behind it. But I connected with him back in 2018. They were expanding Athena and Lux Lighting out there in the East Coast. So it was an opportunity for me to kind of come on board and launch the retail division. So started with them, working there for a few years and really just kind of got my feet wet. And I didn't have too much experience at that time. So my boy Brandon, he's like, hey, just start growing. Like if you really want to learn, just start growing. And that's what I did. I just, I got my first grow going, get back into the business, started just learning it, going through trial and error. And, just having conversations, going to events, talking to people, watching videos, and just kind of expanded from there. Had good success with them, and then they sold Lux Lighting over to Hawthorne, and I was part of that sale, so worked with them for about a year. Unfortunately, they dropped the Lux Lighting brand, so I ended up taking a different direction and I moved on to Fos, another great company, worked with them for a good amount of time, and then currently I'm over here with Matrix Lighting. This is a new brand that they started. They got going. They just recently did. But just as you said, it's part of the CNOWell team. CNOWell, they're a manufacturer, probably one of the biggest global manufacturers and suppliers out there. They own VivoSun, which they deal with a ton of hydroponic products. FlexStar, again, which is a very big brand out there. We're dabbling into grow boxes, vertical racks that we're manufacturing, benches, rolling benches. And then Matrix is just going to be our new brand. It's going to be our more bells and whistles upscale brand that now releasing into the market.
Cool, cool. Well, you've had quite a journey in this space, and obviously it's nice to talk to someone who with so much experience in the space. I mean, you've been involved for so long. So yeah, I'm really excited to talk to you about the products over at Matrix. Let's touch on the CB18 Watt, which is one of your guys' lights over at the Matrix LED store. So I want to hear, why would somebody purchase this light? Who is it for? What's the use case of it? And what are the benefits of this light over other lights?
For sure. Okay, so this is it's a typical clone bar. This is a 9,000 Kelvin 18 watt, something super efficient. Most of it's going to be used for clones. You're going to put it in your baker's rack and your clone rack over there, and it's something that's going to give good root development for your clones, a great spectrum to help them thrive and produce. Super cost effective, something that's going to have a super long warranty. I mean, this is a very cost effective unit. It does come in a 2-pack, and it is backed up by a 5-year warranty. So to have an LED that's so cost effective, that is still warranted for 5 years, that is so inexpensive, is just great to have. But it's going to be more dedicated to clones, for producing your clones.
Cool, cool. And I just want to touch really quickly on the warranty you guys have. So you mentioned a 5-year warranty for this particular light, but is that for all Matrix lights? There's a 5-year warranty?
Yeah, everything Matrix, a lot of that's going to be backed up. Our diodes back it up, our components back it up. So anything with Matrix across the board, it's top end diodes equipment that we're going to use. Like, say, for instance, with the Matrix line, we're going to have the Samsung, it's a 301H Evo chips that we're going to have included in these. Efficiency is 3.0 PPE. So it's probably the most efficient LED out there in the game right now. With it, we drive high reds, a lot more reds than you're going to see in the standard full spectrum light that's out there on the market. So it's just going to be a little bit upscale unit that you're going to have higher end quality diodes. So when you go that route, of course, it's going to be backed up by those strong warranties.
Awesome, awesome. And that's just great to hear. We love working with companies like that have such such a good, strong warranty because it's not exactly cheap to get into the space. So knowing that when you do make an investment with a company like Matrix, you're going to be taken care of for up to 5 years. That's awesome. So yeah, I really appreciate you guys doing that. Let's touch on a couple more of you guys' lights. How about the Matrix LTL 200 watt? What is this for? What type of grower would be interested in purchasing this?
All right, so this is our bar LED. It's a linear light. It's a top light. This is a light that we've worked side by side with some of the industry's biggest growers out there, designing and developing this light. It's going to be more designed for your veg. It's a spectrum that, I think I brought to your attention a while back that we kind of accidentally rolled into. They were actually test marketing for flower, and it kind of overlapped over into the veg, and they saw the productivity that I was doing on the veg. So they end up test marketing and bringing it out. And honestly, it's probably one of the best veg lights out there on the market. Just because of the spectrum, you're going to get a lot more reds in this bar LED. The root development, I mean, is amazing. I mean, you get strong root development that you're going to get with the spectrum. I use it currently right now. I use it for my moms. It's amazing for the moms. I mean, I could take 40, 50 cuts off. I could come back in about 2 weeks and I'm stocked with another 40, 50 cuts that I could take. And they're big ones, super productive. And, honestly, I think it's really because of that root development and that spectrum that's hitting it that is really just allowing it to strive so good. When anybody comes in and takes a look at my mom's, I mean, they're blown away and they're wanting to get their hands on this light here. But it's a top light too. So if you want to use it for, some additional light for side lighting, anything like that, you could do it. It has multiple features, but it's going to cater more towards a veg. It's going to be more of a veg light, and it's definitely something that's going to crush big time for your moms.
Hey guys, quick interruption here. I just want to let you know that every single product mentioned on this episode is available for sale at greenthumbdepot.com. We love hearing from growers just like you. So if you mention that you heard about us on this episode, we might even be able to throw in a bit of a discount. You can shoot me a personal email at james@greenthumbdepot.com or give us a call at 833-416-0375. We have the best prices on the internet and the best customer service. Not to mention, we offer free shipping across the continental U.S. with no sales tax outside of Nevada. All right, let's get back to the episode. Well, I think in this industry, one of the best things people are looking for is what's going to be most productive for them. And it sounds like this light is going to just kind of hands down be a very productive light for you. It's going to outperform a lot of other lights. And I think that's kind of a no-brainer when it comes to lights. So yeah, that's really cool.
And then it comes as a single bar, so it's a 200 watt. If you're going to put it over a 4x4 canopy, you probably want to get two of those bars, so you can put 400 watts over the 4x4 canopy. We do have racks that are available for you to be able to mount two of them onto a rack. And the cool thing, if you want to put 600 watts over a 4x4 canopy, or if you want to adjust three of those bars for a total of 600 watts to go over a 5x5 canopy, with the rack, you're going to be able to adjust it to fit either a 4x4 or a 5x5. But this is something you could totally cater to how you want to use it. So if you just want 200 watts, you could do that. If you want 400 watts over your canopy, you could do that. If you want 600 or 800 watts over your canopy, you could customize it for your specific specifications.
Cool. So super customizable. Love to hear that. Pretty much is going to hook you up in any situation that you have. So yeah, that's awesome. All right, let's talk about the M6 and the M8. You have the Matrix M6 645 watt and the Matrix M8 860. And these are both beasts of a light. So tell me a bit about these. Again, what type of person are these, more for a home grower or more for, are we kind of now moving into the industrial grower, or perhaps for both?
Gotcha. It's definitely going to be a light that it's adaptable for any type of grower. It's really what your scale is, what you're looking for. Most of the time, if they're a brand new grower, they're going to probably want to keep something a bit more cost effective, learn how to grow, and then scale up to something like this. But this is something that could work for the home growers because we got the M6. M6 is going to be a 645 watt. But when you deal with these, like I said, it's going to have the new updated diode. So it's going to have the 301H Evo diode. So it's going to be super efficient. but a lot of reds you're going to have in this unit. So it's huge for flower, having more reds. It does awesome for flower, for yield, for terp development. It's just a great producing light that you're going to have, and super efficient with this unit. Something you're going to be able to use for vertical racks if you want to keep it close to the canopy. So people that have low ceilings, they're trying to keep it efficient, doesn't want to run too much AC and go with some of these high power lights. This is going to be a great unit to be able to use for any type of grow with low ceilings or anything like that. This is also a product that we did design, it's side by side with some of the biggest growers out there. One of the unique features about this fixture, and this is going to be the M6, which is a 645 watt. We also do have the M8, which is going to be the 860 watt, but they have the same fold feature with our fixtures. So basically, a lot of times you have these very low to the canopy, and there's times when we need to get into this canopy and do work. We need to defoliate. We need to just work in there, de-leaf, whatever it is that we need to do. If we got to hand feed, whatever the situation is. And when you have these lights very close to the canopy, you're bumping your head quite a bit. So the cool, unique feature of this is that, you're going to be able to flip over. It's part of their fold design that, again, growers design themselves, and something only growers could come up with, where you're able to flip this a good 6 to 8 inches, depending on which fixture you're looking at, 6 inches over, where it just clears your headroom, where you can work, do your defoliating, do whatever you need to do inside of your garden. The second you're done, you flip that right over and it covers the entirety of your canopy. So you don't necessarily need to continue to raise your light, lower your light, re-level your light every single time. It has great features that is built onto this unit where you don't have to go through those additional steps in order to, keep your grow back on point. Dims down to 25%, so it dims very low. It has a manual dim on there also, so you can dim it manually. Just a great productive light. And again, when you deal with our brands, if it's Matrix, if it's Flexstar, any of those, this is going to be a scale up on price because of the components and the diodes and everything that's on here, but very still cost effective to the industry out there, which is nice. The M8 is the other fixture, and again, very similar style that you're going to get. The only difference from the M8 and the M6 is, first of all, it's 860 watts over 645 watts. So if anybody wants to scale it up a little bit, put more power above their canopy, you're going to have that ability to be able to do that. But one of the better great features of it, it's probably the only fixture that could sit right on top of your canopy and be flush over a 5-foot bench. So this is designed for 5-foot benches. So it's going to be more of a 4.5 by 5 footprint that you're going to get in comparison to a 4x4. So it is a much larger fixture. And if you're dealing with anybody that is working under 5-foot benches, a lot of times you see the production on the end of the benches is not really getting so much as what's center in the bench. Now having a fixture that you can put right over the canopy, fully covering that 5-foot bench, this is a great fixture for that usage.
Yeah, and just to comment on that, yeah, of course it is a little bit of a step up in price, but with your guys' 5-year warranty. So no matter what happens, even though it is a more expensive product, you are investing in quality and you have that warranty to back you up no matter what. So yeah, Sean, I'd love to pick your brain as an expert who's been in the space for such a long time. What are your thoughts? I mean, we just came out, there was just some news yesterday about the DEA making cannabis a Schedule 3 drug. So what are your thoughts on that? How do you think that impacts the industry?
I mean, that's going to be great. I mean, there's some bad drugs out there and they do damage to you. And we all know that cannabis isn't one of those. And, I think there's a lot of great benefits about cannabis that, it affects more of the pharmaceutical industry out there. And so they've been kind of, making it seem like it's as bad as heroin and some of these other drugs out there. So I think this is a big step for cannabis where they're kind of opening it and not, putting in the same category as some of these big drugs out there because it just has so many benefits. I mean, there's so many people in this community that are thriving, no longer having to go towards pharmaceutical drugs, able to handle their depression, able to handle their anxiety, deal with pain, sleep better. I mean, there's so many benefits of this product where, yeah, it is going to affect other, drugs out there from making money, but it's about time they made this move, made this step. I think this is a big step for us for sure.
Awesome. And yeah, I'd have to agree with you there. This is it's been kind of wild to see that cannabis was classified as the same level as heroin and cocaine and all this. So it's good to see that we're making progress in that way. If anything, I think it's just going to remove the stigma a bit on cannabis and hopefully more people will be interested in trying out the product. So thank you so much, Sean. Really appreciate talking with you. Love working with you guys over at Matrix. So just a quick shout out to anyone listening. If you guys are interested in purchasing any of these Matrix LED lights or anything from CinoWeld, hit us up. We've got a great relationship with Sean and them, and would love to help you guys out. So yeah, that basically wraps it up. And Sean, again, I really appreciate your time.
Thank you, James. Appreciate yours too, man. This was definitely a pleasure.